So let's talk about Hit's elimination from the Tournament of Power in Super Episode 111 and what it means for the future of the tournament as well as Universe 6. Now, before I go any further into this topic, I want to quickly talk about the theory that's been going around that Hit's not actually eliminated, that it was one of his clones. And the reason why people are saying this is because Hit can make clones and because Zeno didn't push the button on the God Pad. Well, unfortunately, that theory holds no weight, and it's absolutely not true whatsoever. There have been several eliminations before Hit where Zeno did not push the button, or at least we didn't see the button being pushed on screen. So anybody out there who still believes that Hit's not eliminated, you got to come back to reality, dude. Hit is gone. He is eliminated from a Tournament of Power by Jiren, the guy who transcends time. But we want to talk about that elimination here and talk about why this could be potentially devastating news for Universe 6 for various different reasons. Joining me to discuss this, he's been here once before. Please welcome, actually a couple times, once on a video, a couple live streams here and there. Please welcome back TR4G1C, but I prefer to call him, because I ain't got time to spell out his name, Tragic.
What's up, man? Yeah, it's just tragic, dude. We only do the TL4G1C for the stream. But yeah, it's great to be back here.
Let's talk about Hit, bro. So Jiren and Hit, alpha fight, two tough guys. We found out that Jiren can transcend time or whatever the case is. And we found out that he, is stronger than Hit. He eliminated him. Now, I was thinking about this, for the past few days about this elimination. First of all, it caught everybody by surprise because in the toy leaks for upcoming toys, Hit was listed in the final. The whole thing is that Hit being thrown out this soon, we know that he's one of the strongest guys in this thing, easily top 5. And the fact that Jiren threw him out, I mean, writing-wise, the obvious reason for this is because they wanted to really showcase how strong Jiren was, and they wanted to make it clear to the audience that the only person who Jiren considers a serious threat in any conceivable way is Goku and Hit, and he got rid of both of them. So it's almost like a game, set, match. Exactly. But I'm thinking about it, dude, and I'm like, Hit should have, first of all, when Jiren was frozen, I think Caulifla, Kale, and them should have tried to at least attack Jiren, or maybe destroy the ground around him, right? So he collapses. That was kind of crap, even though Hit did tell him not to. But my whole thing is, I feel like Universe 6 is in deep trouble now because not only was Hit valuable because of his power and because of his abilities and all that, he was without question the strongest character that we've seen from that universe. Unless, of course, Dr. Rota really does have some kind of secret move, but it don't matter because he's out. And also Kale, we haven't seen her at her full power, or maybe we have. See, we don't know. We don't know what the potential is for Kale, but Hit was the strongest. But I think that the big issue now, dude, is that they lost their leader, and they lost, and to me this is the big one, the fact that Hit can use the time skip to prevent them from getting eliminated. The fact that he can use it to quickly stop them from getting thrown out with the blink of an eye. I think that is the most useful tool for Hit. Forget all the assassination crap. You can't kill in this damn tournament anyways. I think that is a huge problem now for Universe 6 because they had the edge. That was an edge they had above everybody else. So they could have this dude save them from elimination. And now that he's gone, who's going to save him, Tragic?
Well, no one really. I don't really think anybody can save him. But going on in like what you just said, it has to be something within the writing dynamics per se, and the development. Obviously, we've seen that Hit has definitely at the end, before he got eliminated, he basically had that quote unquote development role, the Sandri. Basically he's being developed as another character, not just as a killer, but more of a fighter and an actual being. You know what I mean? That really does care about his universe. But on top of that, one thing that actually has been sticking out to me is not only that it has the capabilities of being able to save a lot of these guys, it seems like they have kind of given us a clue that these guys have specific roles. And even though I also wanted them to, I was standing there and watching it and looking at in amazement, like, wow, this guy is holding this dude, and these fools are just looking at him. They're not even shooting at this. I would have.
He told them to step back away, but I still would have tried something.
Yeah, I mean, even like if that was my friend, I mean, I understand if my friend felt like he can save us, whatever regards it may be. I'm still going to want to do something, especially if not only my universe is involved, but a key instrument player is involved in saving my universe. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that did stick out to me with that scene, it kind of brought me back to where Kaba. If we go back to the recruitment phase around episode, I want to say 91ish or so, Kaba does go and state, I don't think not even Hit can be able to do this, and that's when he started recruiting Kale and Khalifa and stuff like that. So we already have the understanding that it's just not a one-man show. This is definitely more than just a one-man show. And then Hit basically describes to us later on and kind of tells us in that little dialogue that you have specific roles that you all have to fulfill. And obviously, I've said this many a times. Universe 6 is very, very different than Universe 7. As far as Universe 7 being a lot of solo players, a couple of team players, Universe 6 has been developed. Even with Champa, remember when they lost the baseball tournament, Champa brings them all back and trains them all together. When they lost versus Universe 7, he brings them all back and he trains them all together.
Magetta and Botamo's friendship as well.
Right, and then you got the Magetta Botamo friendship. I mean, so he's developed them in a way. Universe 6 has been developed in a way that it has team continuity. I mean, even Frost and Magetta with their dynamic duo collaboration that they were doing
That's
against.
right.
That was
right.
amazing. I mean, they were utilizing each other to basically be able to combat against, whoever they were going against. And that's something that I think needs to kind of be picked up. So,
well, what I find interesting about the remaining members of Universe 6 is that they're all, and this is interesting, either Saiyans or Namekians. That's all we got. We got Kaba, Khalifa, Kale, Saoneru, and Polina. And Saiyan and Namekians are the two races, and of course Frieza's race, that we know for a fact exist in Universe 7. There was talk that maybe Magetta's race might exist. There's been rumors that Hit's race may exist. We haven't seen them yet, but we know without a shadow of a doubt that Saiyans and Namekians exist in Universe 7. And I just feel like going forward, either Kaba or Khalifa is going to have to really step up and take that leadership role from Hit. I feel like they're going to have to do this now because losing Hit, I think, is a major crushing blow to that team. Hit, I'll tell you what, man, a lot of fans have told me that Dragon Ball fans have gone on record of saying that they're a little bit pissed about this because Hit was the one dude in Super who they love. Even people who don't like Super, they're like, man, Hit is like my favorite new character, and now he's gone. And I feel like, from a fan's perspective, they're going to really have to pick up the next few episodes to really bring people back in. But I also feel like from an in-universe perspective, someone's going to have to take leadership role. And I think the smart idea, even though they might not do it based on upcoming spoilers, is that Kaba, Khalifa, Kale, Saoneru, and Polina need to unite with Universe 7 just for a little while, eliminate the remaining Universe 4 people, Universe 3, Universe 2 guys, and then maybe focus on Topo and Dispo before Goku gets healthy again. I just feel like it's the smart thing to do. And the one thing that irritates me about this tournament, bro, and it's the same thing that's kind of annoying about Dragon Ball in general, is that characters always make stupid decisions. The Saiyans always rely on their blood and, I want to fight and all this stuff. And that's fine. Like, that's cool. It's an interesting plot point. But I feel like with this tournament, because their stakes are so high, the time has to be now for these characters to put that away. And you can still get your fun fights all you want to, but you got to come together and work together because Hit is gone. They don't have that back pocket trump card anymore, bro. I think they're in deep trouble now.
Well, I definitely agree and partially disagree with that. I agree with the fact that they could definitely be in trouble, but I believe on the other side of that is that all right, if you look at the popularity, we go back to the fandom, Hit is definitely one of the most popular characters in Universe 6 per se. But
yeah, now I just want to say also, just a real quick butt in for just one moment. The whole reason why they threw him out, in my opinion, is so they can really get Jiren over. They really want the audience to understand that Jiren ain't no joke.
Right.
That's the one thing that makes the most sense here. Other than that, I don't see why.
Well, all right. So basically, I look at it like this. I look at that fact that they are trying to get Jiren over for sure. And they're trying to make him this emphasis that, they're going to have to dig deeper to definitely beat this guy. For sure. They have to dig deeper. They have to unite. I've been saying it before. I think what would make more logical sense as in a writer's perspective would probably be to unite the two universes that actually make more sense. Universe 6, Universe 7.
You mean unite them in combat, or actually bring people, do that whole rumor that they're going to bring everybody over? What do you mean?
Well, not bring everybody over. More unite them in the current combat situation.
In the tournament.
In the tournament situation. Whether that, leads into, Universe 6, Universe 7 winding up to be one thing. I mean, I have no idea about that. But I definitely think that it plays out in a role, especially with the, new episodes coming along and stuff like that. It plays out in a role that certain popular characters need to be re-energized. Hit is a very popular character, but when we saw Kaba going up against Vegeta, a lot of people did wonder, like, how is a guy in his base form even going remotely against a guy who's literally, surpassed
Universe 6 hacks, brother. The evolutionary hack.
Right. So this is one of the biggest questions that has, we need to be reminded of. And I think that's how Super is kind of trying to remind us is, hey, don't forget that these Saiyans are massively more different and more evolved than the Universe 7 Saiyans. So they are going to act very differently. They're going to basically have more secret in their banks. Now we have Purina, we got Serena, who, like I stated before, in past events, where I believe that these guys are probably like the Universe 7 version of the Saiyans per se.
You're saying they might be sinister Namekians, right?
Well, not technically in sinister, but I think they act like the battle ready. If you take comparisons,
like more reckless, right?
Yeah, more reckless and more team worthy. If you compare who they're currently fighting right now, you definitely can see that. You have a Saiyan and a Namekian who's partnering right now versus two Namekians. And if you compare him to previous events, you could pretty much say like a Goten and a Trunks, as far as Saiyan is concerned, they work together very well. Obviously, they fuse together and they make Gotenks, but you get that situation that these guys have that Saiyan-esque ability to actually work together, but even though we don't have that in Universe 7, they do in Universe 6. So they
seem more united. Yes,
they seem more united, even with each other. Even different races, they are very more united with each other per se for their universe. So I think those are things that are constantly going to be reminded to us, and they're going to definitely play out. I think the elimination with Hit per se is not just one of saying, okay, we need to push over Jiren. I think it's going to be to develop not just Khalifa and Kale, but definitely develop,
you're talking about giving them adversity. You're talking about giving them adversity, so that makes it harder for them to win.
Right. You have to give them a challenge. And on top of that, we did get from Champa himself, he made the statement, I think you lit a fire in Kaba. We got to remember this. Kaba is the initial kind of recruit. Vados looked at him as being kind of the guy to go to. Champa went to him and said,
he's like the new Gohan, bro.
Yeah, he's basically that. He's the guy to go to. And this guy is seemingly might be an actual leader of his Saiyan police or whatever it is that he was doing, his hero squad. The Saiyans in Universe 6 are known as heroes. They're not known as savage beasts. You know what I mean? Like they're from Universe 7. So these guys are known as heroes. So there is a development with these guys, even with their bad attitudes or whatnot, like Kale and Caulifla. They are definitely heroes per se in their universe. We did also get that from Hit. When Hit was eliminated and he gave his final attack with that mighty key ball, he says, I'm doing this for Universe 6's survival. That was impactful. You know what I mean? So it basically tells you he's not just an assassin. He's doing this for his universe. So it brings a whole different development to his character per se and what it could definitely do, sparking a fire in Kaba. Obviously, we know Kaba and Vegeta are going to be in probably the next episode. So we definitely could see this relationship kind of being developed within Kaba himself. So I think Kaba is, even if Kaba does get eliminated per se, and that's what a lot of people might think, I think it's going to spark that unification, like saying, hey, we need to unite. This is the only way we're going to survive. Even if we have to unite with the other Saiyans, this is the only way we're going to make it. So I think that's kind of being portrayed and played out. I don't know if it's
I hope
true.
so.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it definitely makes more sense to me. And I think that's how the picture's being painted right now.
Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the future of Universe 6? And check out Tragic TR4 G1C. I'll leave the link in the description for y'all to check out his channel. And thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you.